today we have with us Dorcas Attuabea Addo, who I know since a long, long time ago. I think it's almost 10 years when she were studying at the African Institute for Mathematical Science, and after that she did many things related to math and physics. So even some visiting period in Canada. I mean, I will let her maybe say something about this. And she is also now the correct me if I'm wrong, the representative for OneQuantum for Ghana. And OneQuantum is an organization that helps people to make companies related to quantum computing, and it's not just in Canada or in US. It's also there are like units spread like in Ghana, in Kenya, in Asia, in Latin America, all these places. And currently, she's also a lecturer at the University for Education in Winneba, which is a place I actually know just for the beaches, the nice beaches, and the market, because it was between two big cities like Cape Coast and Accra, which are like crazy place in Ghana, which I miss. And yeah, I let Dorcas tell you more about OneQuantum and some other projects she's doing to outreach to train even young people to learn quantum. Actually, I'm very curious how the young people. Maybe you have a presentation, or I will ask you questions in the end, or you. Well, maybe I like to share what's your experience of outreach with young people and quantum computing in Ghana.
All right, thank you so much, Creamy. It's a privilege and Anna to be invited and to be here to share my experiences and exposure and I mean my whole journey. And I'm so excited for this opportunity. And I want to thank everyone here present who is joining as well. All right, so thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
So I'm Dorcas, and this has been my journey so far. I started reading BSc Physics in my undergraduate at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. And after my BSc Physics, I was privileged to get a scholarship to the African Institute for Mathematical Sciences, Ghana. So I did the MSc Mathematical Science. Then after the 1 year program in my mathematical sciences, went back to my alma mater, KNUST, and did a 1 year research, MPhil applied mathematics. After which I started my PhD program some years back. So I'm currently still on the PhD program, and the area of interest has been the intersection of mathematics and physics. So I actually started looking at some geometrical quantization, but then currently I'm just in the field of quantum computing, and I've also been the Queen Elizabeth Scholar Fellow before. That was in the year 2001. So I visited the University of Calgary under Professor Barry Sanders. Then currently, I'm with the University of Education, Winneba, as a lecturer in the Department of Mathematics Education since July 2021. So what do I hope to achieve? My aim and purpose with this whole quantum computing is one, to create awareness. So I talk about quantum awareness. Then I talk about being quantum ready. Yes, indeed, the advancements of quantum computing is really accelerating. How do we get people ready for that future? And when you are ready, what's next is to get involved through research and other activities, making societal impact. So that is the whole aim of actually going out there to talk about quantum computing to the Ghanaian community. So already, I'm not going to talk about what quantum computing is, but just basically to say that since it's an emerging technology, and we know that it uses the laws of quantum mechanics to solve problems too complex, for which the classical computers are very limited. So why do we need quantum computers? Because we are saying classical computers are very limited. Then we are seeing those quantum computers as certain supercomputers that can do more than what our classical is doing, and it uses bits to perform these operations. Uh, Unlike the classical that uses bits, we are saying our quantum computer uses what you call the qubits, which runs multi-dimensional quantum algorithm. And it's very fascinating and very interesting. So this is how it's all started for me. That was the year 2020 during the COVID period where there was lockdown, everyone was inside. I saw the adverts of Cascades, their summer school, global summer school. So I signed up for the global summer school. It was for some weeks. I did attend the summer school, and I think it was interesting for me. I mean, I was very amazed and looking at the future of quantum computing, looking at the problems it could solve, especially societal problems. So I became very interested. So I completed that. Then the next question was, how do I learn more? How do I get involved? So I took a course, a full almost a year course with qubits by qubits. So it was an introduction to quantum computing course. I joined that as well. Then still continued learning. I'm still learning anyway. Joined quantum computing and programming organized by K World as well. So what then? Quantum computing, like Kremit said, we are interested in community building, mentoring, careers, and working on projects as well. So it's actually a global network. I mean, all over the world, for which Africa is also not left out. So we have the African network. We have representatives from Kenya, from South Africa, from Libya, from Zimbabwe, Nigeria as well. And we have a representative from Ghana as well, for which I'm currently spearheading the OneQuantum Ghana chapter. Okay, so far, this is what we have been doing. So we started the year 2021, and we've been running a series of activities, which has been mainly online activity. So we had the opportunity for people to share their quantum journey with us. So we had people who are Ghanaians by their diaspora to share their quantum journey, the quantum opportunities, and some research as well with us. Then we've had some few research seminars where people share cutting edge research they are actually doing in the field of quantum computing. Then we ran some programming languages as well. Then this is our first hybrid program. So it was an online and in-person activity. It was a quantum computing workshop, a week quantum computing workshop on the theme harnessing quantum computing prospects for development in Ghana. This was in collaboration with the physics department at KNUST, mainly because the department actually is looking forward to start a quantum computing program, and they are harnessing talents in quantum computing, looking forward to in future maybe establish a hub. If your institution will be willing to collaborate, that would be very fine for this institution. So we had our first hybrid quantum computing program. These are some of the activities, our online activities shorts we did take. And our first hybrid activity where we had in-person participants and um, online participants as well. So we had speakers from IBM, from India, from Italy. I mean, we're very fortunate that we're able to pull speakers, I mean, across board to share with us in the field of quantum computing. So these are still some highlights of our hybrid activity. Then progress so far, I mean, starting 2020, and I mean, we are in 2023 now. I've made some significant progress uh, as I decide to equip myself, make an impact as well. I did partake in some IBM challenges. So, my first time was in 2021. I mean, it was intermediate. Normally, you have the fundamental, intermediate, and advanced badges. Then in 2002, I mean, voila, I did well. So I got to the advanced stage. Then the year 2003 as well, I did take part in some of the challenges. Mainly, these challenges are very interesting and I mean, I asked everyone to join because you are being exposed to solving problems, actual problems. So then that makes sense. That builds on your skill as well. So I think that it's something I will encourage most people to actually get involved. So the progress, this has been the progress so far for me. Then I also did participate in the NYUD hackathon, a web application for. So in my team, we actually did work on what we call the next skill, which was a web application for optimal use scheduling to deliver an exceptional healthcare experience using quantum computing. And our team came out as the best presenter for the day. So this is the NYUD hackathon. The team members I did work with. Projects. I mean, we've been doing some projects as well. So we do collaborate with Vispad Institute of Technology in Ghana here, and actually we have an ambassadorial badge from Qubits by Qubits. That's the coding school to actually get some Ghanaian students onto their program to study quantum computing. So that is currently ongoing as well. So we have some students actually. So these are students in the Vespad Institute we are collaborating with who are currently on the Qubits by Qubits coding school program. What's the
Can I
future
can I
like?
ask you one thing? So the students are from the university, so they are master bachelor students, or like you do outreach with high school students or people from
Okay, so
where
currently
from the
for
students?
okay, so we have across board from the high school to the university students. So the students you see here are actually from high school, junior high school, and basic school, who are actually at the institute, Vispad Institute. So they do come around, join the course online, and I mean get involved with some projects. Then we have some tertiary students as well who join, but then it's not really organized like how we have this organized. So for the tertiary students, we encourage and we urge them to actually join the Qubits by Qubits. That's a coding school program for introduction to quantum computing. So they do that on their own. But for this, it's well organized. They do come around and join online, participate, and work through activities. So, what's the future like for us? What are we looking at? So, we are actually on a mission to ensure that the next generation actually is prepared with the necessary quantum knowledge they need the skills to ensure innovation, talk about prosperity and social mobility for all. So we are looking forward to expand what we are doing, actually go out there, because most has been just a virtual activity we have been doing. But the years ahead, we are looking at going to the schools, actually advocate and promote quantum computing education in the various schools and the institutions as well. Then we are looking forward to that future where our generation will be able to use quantum computing to solve our own social problems we have in Ghana here. Our next program, we are actually in collaboration with IBM. We are organizing the Cascade 4 Fest Ghana. So our first time joining Cascade 4 Fest activity, and we are inviting all, especially the Ghanaian community, to be part of this program. This is where you just start from. We just go through the basics to incite people to build that kind of interest for them to actually go further as well. So we are inviting all to come and join us. It's going to be virtual. Unfortunately, we couldn't have an in-person activity because most of the students are actually, the students are on vacation, so it will be very difficult, very, I mean, resource to actually get them on campus, because we currently don't have any financial support. So we are going virtual, and we're planning that maybe next year we could have an in-person activity. Then as well, the other future projects we are looking at is an in-person quantum computing workshop next year. So we are actually looking for collaborators, we are looking for funders to actually have an in-person workshop talking about quantum simulation, quantum machine learning, and quantum computing, all these three combined. So we are calling on all to support this version, this workshop for the future and for the betterment. And we are asking all to get involved. Thank you.
Thank you. This was very interesting. Maybe I have super few quick questions. Maybe I leave than the others. So the younger generation, because I can imagine if you're in the university, you probably know, but the young one, like they understand, like, because it's even exotic for normal people use quantum computing. So how do they understand the purpose, the how to access it, or
Okay, so
how
I
do they
mean, thank you.
respond?
Okay, so especially with the program with with VISPAD, where the younger ones, I can say that the coding school, Qubit by Qubit's computing workshop, is actually so far, I mean, top notch, because it actually takes you from the basics. So the mathematics, from matrix, multiplication, and all that. So I mean, with that kind of
Not to
basics,
quantum computing.
so far it has been good, and the response has been great as well, because we had some positive, so those who joined last year, there were positive response, positive feedback from this younger generation, because some did participate in projects as well. So we are not there yet, but then I think we are making some significant progress and impact.
And then I have other two questions, like the one quantum. The idea was that to promote start companies using quantum. Do you know of any success company actually using quantum in Ghana or somewhere else?
Okay, thank you. So yes, that is true. Is to start companies, but then for us, OneQuantum Africa, I might say people have started their own companies, especially for Egypt, for Algeria, and for South Africa. A few people have started their own startup companies that they are working on. But then we realized that for Ghana, actually, I mean, the community is now getting introduced to quantum computing. So then what we need to do is actually educate the people. So then we are
Mhm.
looking at the education and the mentoring aspect. So we believe that if we get it right, then people in the next few years, people should be able to start their own companies, startup companies, or be able to join other companies as well. So I think that's why mainly Ghana, we are just going by the education and the mentoring aspects and actually getting people connected to other people, collaborators, and researchers as well.
And then I have the last one, then I let other people talk. So, can you tell more about the Q-nurse? Like, why was quantum necessary? What were you optimizing? Can you tell more of this? Uh,
Okay, so the interest was, I mean, during the COVID period where we had to establish more clinics, I mean, all over the country, and we keep talking about limited health personnel. So then we're looking at, can we have a schedule? I mean, doing a schedule manually or the classical way is very tedious, and it can take some time to actually get the schedule so that people know when to move in, when to come, who is available, and who is not. So then we thought, okay, why don't we use quantum computing to do that? So you look at quantum optimization to actually look at how do we draw a scheduling timetable for these nurses to be available when you need them. So basically, that was it. So we just had to use uh, some few quantum algorithms to do that.
but it was in the classical IBM or was more an optimization like D-Wave?
I was more D-Wave.
Ah, it was optimization. Okay.
Yes, optimization D-Wave. Yeah,
With D-Wave.
because
So I
we
got
had,
it.
I mean, we had access to their platform thanks to QBraid. QBraid was there for that workshop as well. So they were very supportive and they gave access to the wave. There were Amazon packets for, I mean, participants to use. So I think that was my first time actually also having experience with that, aside doing the normal cascades and all that.
Okay, thank you. It was very interesting. I let other people if they want to ask something else or
Hi, it's Kasia here. Thank you very much, Dorcas, for the presentation, and it was great to listen and learn about what you do. My question would be, from your perspective, could you say what are the most pressing healthcare challenges, maybe in Africa or globally, that could potentially be addressed by quantum computing?
So I'm not sure I heard her well the last few sentences.
Okay, I'll type it in the chat, and then maybe that will help. Okay, so I'm just putting it
Right.
here.
so she was asking what are the challenges that you can address, if I understood, with quantum
Uh-huh.
computing both in Africa and in the rest of the world.
Okay. So Currently, we can look at what are the most precise healthcare challenges in Africa or global that could potentially be addressed. Or oh, okay, thank you so much for your question. I think, I mean, talking from look, Alexander, your experience in terms of you have been doing a lot of medical stuff, and I think quantum computing is also advancing in that field as well, in the medical field, especially where you could look at solving in terms of oncology aspects, cancer treatments, and all that. In the field of oncology, talking about cancer treatments and all that, I think that with more advanced technology, Africa should be able to benefit from that in terms of health, and as well when it comes to drug as well, drug discovery, then Africa should get involved. But then we have basic problems we could look at, especially in terms of energy, electricity. How do we distribute electricity across board Africa? Because currently in Ghana, we supply energy to our neighboring countries. So how can we have sufficient grade to solve such kind of problems in our own context? I mean, not looking at what the developed people are doing, but in our own community, what are the basic needs that we need to consider? So we can talk about energy, we can look at optimization, especially in terms of finance. Those ones are very relatable to us. So why don't we look at what is very relatable to us, then maybe consider that. The basic one, I mean, in terms of classroom, just like we did the next scheduling, in terms of classroom now, the population in our schools is growing, and we are very limited in terms of facilities. So can we actually have a schedule to actually allocate rooms, lecture halls, and activities for people? And I think with these basic ones, it should work for us, especially Ghana, then beyond that to Africa.
Anybody else has question? I don't know if Joanne is there. So with Joanne, we did some parcellation of graphs and comparing it with some kind of hybrid classical quantum on the wave and fully classical. Oh. I don't know if Joanne, you want to ask something or
Hi. Thanks for the. Can you? I guess you can hear me. Thanks for the talk. It's interesting to see how these sci-fi technologies are being used. Yes, we are also trying to understand the real impact of these station problems. I would have never thought that they are so comfortable you can use it. Maybe my question is that you mentioned that you are aiming to use this foundation to educate, and in the process will use them for technology, for example. Because my question is if they are also usable, or can you maybe describe how you would use them in terms of infectious diseases and epidemics, for example, if it's possible, for example, or how would you do that? How would you address this part?
I'm not sure I got everything, but then I think I heard the parts how I'll be able to use quantum computing in terms of business modeling. Alexander, right?
Yeah, epidemic or infectious disease control. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. So thank you so much. I think that's a good question, and it's a future prospect for us since we are getting started, and we are still getting to learn more and explore other opportunities. I can say it's a future prospect, so I'll not fully answer that because I mean we are still building on the knowledge and the application use, and we are still expanding how to actually get involved and also apply as well. That's why we are also calling on people to collaborate to assist us to get to that level. So I think for us, it will be very beneficial if I should be able to use quantum computing to actually solve this kind of problems, get on the D wave as well, because D wave is not free, right? To actually solve a real problem thing. So if we could get all these people on board, I think it would be beneficial to us in Ghana here and for the institutions as well. If we could get a hub, it's not enough. I mean, solving, but then if Ghana could have hubs, like the developed countries do have the quantum hub, they do have those supercomputers and all that, then we have the skill here in Ghana. We should be able to harness our talents and be able to get very engaging and solve this kind of problems.
Yes, I that we also have some problems here. It's not, they are not everywhere.
Okay. Any other wants to add something? Okay, then I at least I thank you. It was very inspirational also to see young people. It's something we will never imagine that you go and talk to young kids and put them to do some Qiskit or D-Wave or something. Is maybe we should do that.
We
And
should.
yeah, so we should do it here also. I hope we remain in touch. I don't think I can join this one, but maybe let's see if we can help you for the next one in person somehow. Let's uh, and yeah, if you also I don't know if you we are not working. We are more into computational medicine, but if you also have ideas on how we could collaborate or like I don't know if it makes sense to push this Q-nurse or something like that. This it's in the end it's has not been adopted by I don't know the anyone is not used in any clinic is there is no clinic using it.
No, I'm not sure.
So it's
There's no
more a
clinic.
research was a research last time. Okay, then they are all happy. Maybe we try a collective online club.
That would be very interesting. Yeah.
No, it doesn't work. Ah, they all have the microphone off. So yeah, they're doing it digitally with pictures. So anyway, it was nice talking to you, and yeah, let's keep in touch. And Adrian, please somehow tell me where is this recording.